Welcome back, roamers. We just filmed this, but it's okay because
I didn't press record on the mics.
Anyways, welcome back to another episode of Screen Sips,
hosted by Isabella
and Emmy.
And today we are dinosaur experts.
Yes, we're doing a review on Jurassic World Rebirth.
We're really excited, but we are missing someone who is an expert in this field of work, specifically with dinosaurs in the Jurassic Park franchise.
Right.
They're an archaeologist, dinosaur handler, I guess.
She also has slutty little glasses.
Yes, she does. Yes, she does.
But yeah, we're gonna bring someone in who knows a little more about dinosaurs.
So
I guess we'll do like some transition. What's like a good dinosaur transition?
Us getting eaten.
Eaten by what? Yeah, if you can animate a big dinosaur, just
yeah.
Anyways, we'll just do a classic little.
Welcome, Miss Dinosaur Expert.
Yeah.
Hi, everybody. How are you guys?
We're great.
Great.
We're in Jurassic Park right now.
We are. Do you see these?
I know.
Stories?
Oh,
the Brachiosaurus.
Yes, she knows. Is she correct, Dinosaur Expert?
Yes. I think she's correct. I think so.
Okay.
We're gonna have to ask Jonathan Bailey about that. I don't know.
Right, exactly. Let's bring him in. He's actually here right now.
Let me pull him up.
I'm so bad. Do you want to introduce yourself, Dinosaur Expert?
Yeah, of course. Hi guys, my name is Adriana and I am the local Jurassic Park and dinosaur expert.
Nice. I guess we could just get right into it. We are talking about Jurassic World Rebirth. If you have not seen this film, yes, there will be spoilers.
Every time.
100%.
Every single time.
We have to say it every time.
Every time. How do you do a movie review without spoilers? That's a challenge in itself, and I cannot.
It's hard.
It's impossible. So the first thing I have is, what are our initial thoughts when we saw the behind the scenes pictures that came out, I think last year?
Yes. So Adrian, you can go first.
You know, for me, I did not see a lot of behind the scenes pictures because for me, I didn't want them to like spoil anything. I think the only pictures that I remember seeing are the ones where they were filming the museum part, where there were like pictures that like the paparazzi took of Jonathan Bailey in his sweater and his little glasses.
Little glasses, yeah.
Yeah, but I did not look at a lot of BTS pictures because I didn't want to get spoiled. I didn't want the movie to be spoiled or anything like that. So, but the trailer had me hooked. Like once I watched the trailer, I remember I had to share like my immediate reaction on TikTok because I was just like, I'm buying a ticket and I'm watching this movie like immediately. So yeah, it had me really excited. It had me hooked, and also knowing that it like the top of the cast is like Scarlett Johansson, I was like, yeah, this movie's good. Yeah, like we're in good hands here.
Exactly.
Do we know? So it's been 3 years since Jurassic World Dominion?
Is Dominion the last?
Yes,
yeah, Dominion was the last one.
Watch Dominion. Dominion was too long. It was too long for me. I also thought it was a little ridiculous. So I didn't watch Dominion. That's the only I've not seen. Did you watch Dominion?
I did. I watched it in theaters. I'm not gonna lie, like I did cry watching that movie, but it was mostly because like the OGs were back, and to me that means like the world. But that was like the only thing that I was like that kind of like got some emotion out of me in a sense. I wasn't the biggest fan of that movie, unfortunately, but I kind of made my peace with it. I thought that, okay, the franchise is over, and that's okay. I made my peace with it. So when they announced Jurassic World Rebirth, I was a little bit nervous because I was like, oh, I don't know what's gonna happen. But when they said like Gareth Edwards, who did the first Godzilla movie from like the 2010s, I was like, okay, like I trust, you're getting my trust, Universal. I see where you're going with this. But yeah, like I think it's better than Dominion by a long shot.
You think it's better than Dominion? Okay.
Oh, for sure.
I only saw the OGs coming back for Dominion, so I didn't watch the actual plot. But I thought that was like the end of the franchise, like you're saying. So for that, when they announced this, I'm like, we're continuing, or are we starting?
The way the movie ended off, it makes sense. Like I watched it yesterday. And so seeing the transition from that to Rebirth, like, I'm like, it makes sense. How they ended it, it would have been an open ending, like, okay, that's it for the franchise. But I feel like there's even more to it, to the world, and thankfully we got it with this. But before anything, I would say, like, what's your connection to the franchise itself?
Oh my gosh. So Jurassic Park is like my favorite movie of all time. Like I've been watching that movie since I was like 7, 8 years old. Um, it means a lot to me because I think it's like the movie that kind of introduced me to the world of film in general, just like the entire movie magic of creating those dinosaurs. Because yes, like a lot of them are made with VFX and like digital animation, but a lot of them are also practical effects. Like the T-Rex, they actually like
Mhm.
built a T-Rex for
It's
this
so
movie, and
cool.
yeah, and the Velociraptors and all that kind of stuff. So I've been obsessed with this franchise since I was literally like in elementary school. And I was also a dinosaur kid. Like this movie turned me into a dinosaur kid for
Hey,
a
I was
while.
too. I was digging it. You guys ever went to those little things where you dig for the bones, the
Oh
dinosaur bones?
yes.
I always
Yeah.
wanted to go to one of those, but I was more of like the dinosaur encyclopedias and like
Mhm.
watching Lego Jurassic Park videos on YouTube and stuff like that.
Oh, that's so cute.
Yeah, so that's like my overall connection. Like I watched the movies, and then Jurassic World came out in like 2015, and I remember being obsessed with that movie. I remember
Mhm.
being so obsessed with it that like FBI, don't arrest me, but I like watched that movie online like 20,000 times while it
As
was still in
you should.
It's
As
good.
you should.
like I was a kid, FBI, like I was a kid, I was a child, I didn't know any better, but I remember I watched that movie like almost every single day because I was just obsessed with it. And like the first fan fiction that I ever wrote was a Jurassic World fan fiction.
Wait,
Wait, we have to dive into this real
There's
quick.
layers to
Real
this.
quick.
The first time I wrote a fan fiction.
Mhm.
Hold on. Okay, writer.
Yeah, but I'm not gonna get into the details of that because
No,
it's low-key kind of trash. It's a
It's like we'll have
trash
to
fan
believe.
fiction.
Yeah.
It's
I
like it's
wrote
really
that.
bad. It's awful, but like I wrote it and I remember being like really, really proud of it. And then like as I got older, I was like, this is actually like really embarrassing and nobody on the face of this planet
So
is
you're gonna
going
have to
to
send it
like
over.
read it.
You're gonna have to send it over so we can read it.
Are you guys
I
gonna do like a book club?
Book
The
club
month of August?
reviewing your
Adriana's Jurassic Park fanfic.
fanfic.
Just,
But okay,
just give us a little.
okay.
What was
What's
it about? What was it
what
about?
exactly? What?
Oh
Just
my
the
god.
premise.
What was it about? Okay, so what I remember is that like the Jurassic Park characters, it was like the Chris Pratt character and the
Mhm.
Bryce Dallas Howard character. And I know that they had kids. And then somehow, I don't remember what it was, but I remember that dinosaurs got loose in London.
Hmm.
I don't know why. I don't everything that happened like in between is like a blur to me. But I know that somehow they ended up in London and like dinosaurs got loose in the city. I don't know how they got them out, but I know that that's what happened. So I kind of predicted Jurassic World Dominion to a certain extent, like Falling Kingdom to a certain extent. I just don't remember what happened like in the middle. I just know that there was like they ended up in the island again, and somehow the dinosaurs ended up
Okay,
in London
Chris
for some
Pratt,
reason.
Bryce Howard, London. They had children.
London, yeah.
Right. Were the children
Okay,
raptors or
wait, but you weren't the main character.
No, I mean,
Oh,
I mean, they had like okay, I'm starting to remember now. So it's like they had these 3 kids, and like somehow the youngest kid, who was a little girl, she didn't know that Jurassic Park was a thing, or like Jurassic World was a thing, and she was low-key kind of pissed at her parents because they were like, you were involved in this and you didn't tell me anything about it. But everything that happened like in between, I honestly don't know how those dinosaurs ended up in London. I just
yeah.
know they ended up there.
you wrote
No,
a
but
movie?
I like this idea. You can't give too much detail because Jurassic World might take that away.
They
But
might steal it.
they might
But
steal it.
hey, if they
She's
pay me
copywriting it
like
right now. She's
I'm gonna
copywriting it.
copywriting it right now. But honestly, like Universal, call
Right,
me.
right. It's a
I can
win-win.
write the sequel to Jurassic World Rebirth, and we can shoot it in London.
Right.
Jonathan Bailey plays an American in this movie, but
Because
somehow we can make him British again.
no, do it. And here's the thing: we're like once again, where's it taking place in? New York, the
Only
only
New York.
city in the
It's
world.
always in New York.
expanding their universe.
I was
Besides,
thinking different.
exactly.
Yeah, I was ahead of the curve. Listen, let's take this to London. Let's take it to London, guys. Like, listen, we need to see British people freak out with dinosaurs, okay? Like, it's gonna be fun.
Well, literally, that would be so funny. That would be so funny.
I would love that. Oh my
Yeah,
god.
I love that you've been a fan since you were little because I've also been a fan since I was little. That was one of my favorite movies. Like the first Jurassic Park, I have seen 1,000 times. And like the thing that resonated with me the most is the sound design of the dinosaurs. Like I had to take a sound design class, and I watched how they spliced all the sounds for the T-Rex roar, like in the famous scene with the rain and when they are getting attacked for the first time. That is the coolest like thing I have ever seen. Like you should watch it if you ever get the chance. Like how they spliced all the sounds. Like there's like a chicken sound in there. There's like a sound in there. There's like a bunch of like random animals that they put to make that dinosaur T-Rex sound. Like it's so cool. So cool. And then obviously the score is like so nostalgic.
Iconic.
It's iconic. Yeah. I mean John Powell came back. Or not Powell, I'm dead.
John Williams.
John Williams. Too many Johns. He came back to do this. I mean, who else would they grab? So.
When it appeared in Jurassic World Rebirth, like I lost it. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
How about you, Issa?
Yeah, literally. You're newer to it.
I am extremely new. I saw the Jurassic World, the first one in 2015. I saw that in theaters as well.
Movie is good.
And I quite enjoyed it. I remember watching Fallen Kingdom in theaters too, but I wasn't connected to it. And then when Dominion came out, I wasn't interested in it at the time. I was just like, oh, whatever. And also because people online were saying that it wasn't good. So I'm like, okay, I don't want to spend my money on that. But no, I only recently watched Jurassic Park. I would say about 2 years ago for the first time. But it was a type of thing where how do I say it? I knew the plot. I knew the iconic scenes. I knew the score because I was an orchestra kid growing up. So I knew it from that side of stuff, but never sat down and watched it because it never caught my interest. But when I watched it recently, I was like, oh, wow, like I understand the appeal for it. Like when it comes to that, I was talking to her about it after watching Rebirth. I'm like, there's not a lot of dinosaur media. I can't think of anything of top maybe
what else is there?
Like 10 films in total.
Like the Land Before Time.
There's also the dinosaur movie made by Disney, that old one where they're like,
oh my god, the creepy dinosaur.
Yes, anytime there's anything about isn't that the ride based off of that movie?
I think so.
Dinosaur?
I think so, yeah.
R.I.P.
Well, there's no Dino Land. Yeah, there is no Dino Land.
But that movie, it's always like every dinosaur movie is always around like the thing that killed them. It's always about like the events up to what killed the dinosaurs, not really like investing in like how the dinosaurs actually lived, and, like everything they did. So
there is the one that dinosaur movie with the
Great Big Dino or whatever.
Yes,
the Good Dinosaur.
The Good Dinosaur. That one's
so
funny. That was so weird. I don't like that movie.
I honestly remember watching that one and I wasn't the biggest fan of that one either.
I mean, it's for kids, but I will say I do enjoy this take of what if we brought them back. I think it's a theory that people, the common folk and scientists have, like, what if we were to bring them back?
I think it's a dumb idea, but sure.
But I think what Steven's testing this theory in a way that is, I think, realistic, not in like, oh, it ends in a good way of like, oh yes, they're walking among us, there's a dinosaur outside, like how low like I think once again when we watch it, you were saying like the horror aspect of it, it's like they're animals, majority of them are predators.
I was telling her while I was watching it that it really reminded me a lot of the original Jurassic Park because of the horror elements that they brought back in. I feel like Fallen Kingdom and I didn't watch Dominion all of it.
It was towards the end, like act the third act kind of.
But I feel like they kind of became like cheesy horror aspects or like the same. I don't know. There's something about Rebirth when I watched it that I was like, it kind of was bringing back to that like the old like 80s vibe of the horror that they were kind of going for in the first two movies. I personally don't like the second Jurassic Park. I like the third one.
Me neither. I love the third one. It's my guilty pleasure. It's the third Jurassic Park. A lot of people just don't understand. Like my favorite dinosaur is the Spinosaurus because I think it's like just the coolest dinosaur. It's really scary. It's really like scary. It's a very scary dinosaur, and I think it's really cool. And when they brought it back for Jurassic World Rebirth, I was just really, really excited. And in Jurassic Park 3, having that as like the main dinosaur.
Oh hell
yeah. But when they when I first saw it in Jurassic Park 3, I remember being terrified as a kid watching that one. Like that's one of my favorite dinosaurs. And just seeing it in Jurassic Park 3 got me so excited. And the fact that they like Issa, if you haven't seen it, I don't want to give you like spoilers or anything.
No, I will. I definitely will.
You should watch it, but it's like, it's really people just don't like it, because I understand, like, I guess maybe from like a script perspective, it's not the best one, and sure, that's okay, but the action is really good. The dinosaurs are really scary. I think that also it's the shortest Jurassic Park movie, so it's like a good movie to just watch. Like if you don't have anything else, it's only like 90 minutes long, so it's not even that long, and you can just like have fun, watch it. Good thing is that you're older now, so you're not a kid and you're watching that dinosaur just be really scary, because its eyes are really, really scary. But it's my guilty pleasure movie. A lot of people hate that movie a lot. It's like in my top, I think it's like in my top 4 of the Jurassic Park movies, like in general.
Okay, this is the one with Frank Gallagher. That's why I was trying to remember.
Yeah, that's the one with Frank.
He's from Shameless, the dad in Shameless. So I was trying to remember Jurassic Park 3 was the one with this one, So Jurassic Park 3, I haven't watched in a long time. Jurassic Park 2 is the one where it's the guy who always plays the evil person in every freaking movie.
That really, I see.
Right. No, I know. Hold on.
No.
He's the evil one in Annie. He's the evil one in. Hold on, guys.
Oh, the British guy.
Yeah.
I don't know his name, but I know who you're talking about.
But anyways, I always get them confused. I know I'm trying to go to not AI.
Google AI sucks. I'm not gonna lie. Google AI, I don't like it.
No, not John Hammond. Vince Vaughn is also in the second.
Oh, Vince Vaughn. Yeah, he's also in that one. He's pretty good in this one, in Jurassic Park 2.
It's this guy. He's from freaking Prison Break.
Mm.
Scary in this.
Yeah.
American guy. So I always forget if he's the one who gets eaten by all the little dinosaurs, when they're going down the river, or is that the other guy in Jurassic Park 3?
I think he's in Jurassic Park 3. I feel like his face is more Jurassic Park 3. In Jurassic Park 2, the villain is a British guy. He is John Hammond's son or nephew, something like that. And he like inherits his company or something. He tries to take control of the company. And essentially, like, I'm not going to give a lot of spoilers, but like essentially, Ian Malcolm is brought back because his girlfriend gets sent to the island, to the other island. There's a sister island. And he wants to go get her back, and a bunch of stuff happens. And the end is probably the most exciting part of the movie. There's like 2 exciting parts in this movie. There's this one where they're like hanging off a cliff. I'm not going to say what happens in that scene. And there's like the ending scene, which is kind of, I don't want to share, because Isa, I want you to watch it, even though it's not that good. I feel like you should still watch it, because like Ian Malcolm is my favorite character in the entire franchise. So it's like his little solo Jurassic Park movie, essentially.
Okay.
I'm just trying to remember which one it was, but there was a scene, it's either in 2 or 3, where it's either it's one of the evil people, or one of the ones, it's always the person who wants to kill all the dinosaurs, and he always dies first.
Yes.
The one
in Rebirth that happened, yeah.
Literally, right? So, but it's either 2 or 3, he gets like, there's a river scene, and there's like a bunch of little tiny dinosaurs, and they all attack him simultaneously, and he like bleeds to death. But there was a scene in Rebirth that like, basically mirrors that exact same scene. So I was getting like flashbacks to a lot of like of the horror scenes from 2 and 3 and 1, of course, because they always do the same raptor shot, like the one where they're hiding between the lanes, and
it's so good.
But I was like getting flashbacks. I'm like, they're really bringing like aspects of the original ones to this one that I haven't seen in other Jurassic World ones.
Because like Scarlett Johansson, I know that she, from the very beginning, she made it clear like she always wanted to make a Jurassic Park movie. Like, she worked really hard to be in a Jurassic Park movie and to be involved. And I admire her so much, because like that was her dream and she made it come true. And I'm happy for her on that. And like this movie, you can tell like Jurassic World Rebirth relies a lot on paying homage to the book and the movie.
Oh, you read the book.
I read the book. I just finished it today. And I remember watching the movie, and I remember just going to my mom, and I'm like, that's in the book. That was ripped off from the book, or like that's from the original movie. Because I love the scenes where they paid homage. I love when they play the original score. I love that the last trailer that they released, they literally like they played the original like score from the title card from the first Jurassic Park movie. If you watch that trailer and then you rewatch the movie, you'll know like which part I'm talking about. And then they also do there's the one scene where the guy who wanted to kill the dinosaurs in Jurassic World Rebirth, the blonde guy who got killed first. So the way that the Spinosaurus eat him or like take him is literally an exact replica of how the raptor got that guy at the beginning of Jurassic Park when they were moving it from like box to box and he fell. It was the exact same way. It's the exact same way. And I was like,
or when you watch the old ones and then watch this one again, if you go to rewatch it, because I'm gonna go rewatch Rebirth. After I rewatch the old ones, you can tell the similarities. Like they chose like similar ways for characters to die.
Yeah, they chose like really similar ways. The one that I actually I got surprised by was the girl Nina who got killed by the Spinosaurus. Like she was like at the beach.
On land when he was on when
they were on the beach and he just dragged her.
They did her so dirty.
They did her dirty. They did her dirty, but I was surprised.
When they get on the beach finally, because they're running from the boat.
Oh,
and she's pulling the thing.
By herself.
The biggest one, by the way. Right.
She's so tiny.
And then she gets snatched. I thought that was a really good horror shot. Like the big bags are covering her and all you hear is the chomp. And then you see the blood streaming. So like, because that's the difference between them being able to keep it between a PG-13 rating and an R rating. It's like a very fine line for them to like.
That is like one of my things about this movie. I firmly believe 100% that this should have been an R-rated movie.
Really?
This should have been an R-rated movie. Okay. Because I mentioned in my Letterboxd review that the majority of the audience of the Jurassic Park franchise are adults because this franchise is over 30 years old. So they can 100% get away with an R-rated movie, like the way that Marvel did with Deadpool and Wolverine. Sure. You know, I think that they could have made this movie an R-rated movie. And they could have taken like more risks with like the people getting injured and like, you know, getting attacked by the dinos. Because obviously like they want to appeal to families and audiences. And I get that 100% because at the end of the day, like this franchise has been PG-13 from the very beginning. But back then in the 90s, PG-13 movies are not the same way that PG-13 movies are now. PG-13 movies are more, I guess, you know, there's more
leeway for them because if you watch an R-rated movie from back then, like Silence of the Lambs is R-rated, but you watch it now and you're like, this could pass for PG-13.
Yeah, they could definitely pass for PG-13.
Yeah, if we were to
re-rate them. Yeah. So
yeah, they need to re-rate them.
They could have done an R-rated version for this. It could have been a little more gory movie.
Yeah, and also like some parents don't care. Some parents will take their kids to an R-rated movie. Like,
mind you,
they will.
R-rated. You have to be 14 with the Guardian.
Is it?
I think it's 14 with the Guardian, and I think it's 17. Yeah. You don't need a Guardian, but
exactly.
I thought it was 18.
Well, 18 is an adult, so like they don't need. But I think it's 17 for R-rated films. But I don't know. It could be 18. But I believe it's if you're a minor. I think minimum is 14. But you have to have someone with you.
Yeah, so it's like I've gone to R-rated movies like as a minor without my parents. Like I've gone with
some
like friends.
Don't care. Some don't.
They just want the money, as they should.
Yeah, some don't care.
Some don't care. I think. Yeah, no movie theater has ever asked for my ID ever. Really? Yeah, not even here in Puerto Rico. I feel like here in Puerto Rico nobody really cares, but like nobody's ever asked for my ID going to the movies. But I think that they could have 100% gone away with an R-rated movie with this one for sure.
Yeah. Before we keep going into like the movie itself, we can talk about the cast real quick. So we have mentioned Scarlett Johansson, which I didn't know she wanted to do a Jurassic Park movie ever. So that's cool. So we have Scarlett Johansson, Jonathan Bailey, a lot of new actors, but we have Cam Cameron. I didn't know he was in this movie.
I've never seen the show. I found out who he was after I watched the movie.
Right, because the edits I'm getting on TikTok, I'm like, y'all need to calm down a little bit. So we have a new actress.
Mahershala Ali.
Oh, okay. There we go.
2-time Oscar winner. Like
okay.
Yeah, 2 Oscars. Yeah.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah.
He won for Moonlight, and then he won for Green Book.
Oh shit!
I did not know that.
Okay, range.
Okay, range for real. But like the main faces they really promoted this with was like Scarlett Johansson and Jonathan Bailey, which they are big characters in it. Like they're the 2 main characters. But then we also have I forget the actor's name who played basically the evil guy, the one who
Rupert Friend.
Yes,
he's like more. I guess he's, at least to me, he's more of a Wes Anderson guy. He's in a lot of Wes Anderson projects.
Okay. I have not seen any movies, so I couldn't.
Yeah, he's like in a lot of the more recent projects. He's done like, you know, that Wes Anderson like released shorts on Netflix. He's like in a couple of those shorts, and I think he's in The French Connection and Asteroid City, which is the not the one that just came out, but I think the one before that.
The other friend, his name's David Iacono. Okay.
Oh, the one from
Philippine Belle. You pronounce it, I can't.
Belch.
And then the little girl who the whole time was like, that's Dora.
Looks like Dora.
Miranda.
Yeah,
she
looks like Dora.
Giving Dora.
She was giving Dora.
Why do they always give little Latinas that kind of haircut? They need to like stop.
They forget.
I think we all had that haircut. I'm pretty sure you guys had it too.
We did. I had the most slick bob, the most slick, because my aunt had it at the time, and I was like, I need to be her. Slick bob. I was like, yeah.
I had the bob but with like curls. My hair was really curly when I was a kid, so I had the bob but like curly. So kind of like her, kind of like the little girl from the movie.
Like Dora.
Like Dora.
Like Dora.
That's okay.
And that's okay.
But I think the cast, like overall, very like they worked well. There was good chemistry between them. I don't know. I mean, I think when it came to the characters, they could have played more risks. I thought more people were gonna die.
Yes.
Yeah, me too.
Civilians that end up joining, you know, I thought at least one of them would die, but
I thought the boyfriend was gonna die. There were several times where I was like, when he was peeing, he's probably gonna get eaten by the raptors while he was.
That's like a redemption thing. Like
save you. Go ahead. Go.
Yeah. But I love that shot actually when he's like going to pee and the raptors are behind him, and then the big, I forget the name of that dinosaur, but
it's like a mutant dinosaur.
One of the mutant ones, the flying one. Helps him out, like saves him basically. And then he stops his pee stream, and then he keeps peeing.
Let me just say, in a jungle, I know you hear certain things, but even the slightest rustle, I'll be like,
right. No, literally, like.
All right, yeah. What the.
Literally, I live in the middle of nowhere here in Puerto Rico, and I hear those sounds all the time. So I'm always watching my back. Always.
You're literally just like.
No, but
I could probably survive like at least a day in that island, at least one day minimum.
One night they did one night.
They did do one night.
It was only one day. It was a whole. It took over 24 hours. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you guys think that you would survive?
You know what? I'm gonna be real. No.
I don't know.
But okay. I mean, you're a lifeguard. I feel like you could swim. Like
I'm a lifeguard. I could swim. Past lifeguard, but yes.
Sorry.
The swimming, I could swim for sure. The thing is, am I faster than those freaking dinosaurs in the water? Because the thing is, the ones that you like, your favorite dinosaur, the
Spinosaurus. Oh yeah, nobody can survive.
Yeah, the Spinosaurus. Those are terrifying. The other one that like resembles a whale, I think we're chilling. Like I don't think she means any harm.
I would be the type of person, you know, when I'm watching a film and someone's running, when they look back, that makes me so mad. You're losing momentum. Don't look back. So if I'm running, so you won't
speed. You are speed.
Brother. I don't care. I know it's behind me. I don't need to look back. I will look back once I'm on higher ground. I'm underwater. When I'm like far away enough, I'm like, okay, I have distance. Let me check. Or if I'm able to climb a tree, probably won't be able to. But if I could, then I'll look down, look around. But I'm not looking back. I know, I feel it. It's breathing down my neck. I don't need to look back and see that. Oh, is she there? I know she is. I know.
But here's the thing. Just with that, you already are doing better than a lot of the people in these movies. If you think about it.
Yeah, because they like we were saying, they have a horror element. So there's that classic horror, like don't do that or don't do this, like don't look back, you know. So you're like scared of them. Yeah. But I thought there was good tension within the movie.
There was
for the horror.
There was. I was worried. I will say there was a moment where I guess we can. Well,
we talk about the plot a little bit, like basically.
Oh yes, what is the plot?
How they relate back to World. You watched World more recent than I
like
have.
The week of release.
So I mean, I don't know how they relate to Dominion or how it's continuing off of Fallen Kingdom. So because we've moved on to new characters.
Yes, I will say I am a little confused how far in the future this takes place from Dominion. I didn't do my research on that.
I think it's 5 years.
5 years. Okay. So I will say there is not much a connection. Like I thought there would be a cameo of some sort, even if it's a picture or like them briefly mentioning them in the news.
They do mention Alan Grant because Jonathan Bailey's character, because he's the icon of the entire franchise.
Yeah.
He's the icon. Like because Jonathan Bailey did study under him.
Yes.
For a while.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But I'm honestly happy that they didn't do cameos because like that's what they did for Fallen Kingdom with Ian Malcolm. They brought him back just for like 2 seconds. And obviously like people love the originals and like they'll be like, oh, I'm gonna go to see that movie just because he's in it, but it was there for like 2 seconds. So I'm glad that they didn't do cameos because I think a lot of what's wrong with a lot of like franchise lore, I guess in general, with all types of franchises, is that people are always wanting cameos.
Yeah, every
And
time.
I'm like, that's because okay, I love Marvel. Marvel don't hate me, but that's just something that they always do. They're always relying on like a cameo from some character here, or a cameo from a character there, and it's like, this is a standalone movie. Yes, they mentioned Alan Grant just like the one time. They don't mention him ever again, and that's all we need to know. Do we know these characters are alive or not? Frankly, we don't care. They lived their life. They did what they needed to do, and like they moved on. That's fine.
Yeah, I will say by them, I kind of like that to show like they're not even from Jurassic Park to the Jurassic World trilogy itself, and now into the next. It shows that there are constantly new scientists in this field of work and use previous like technologies and see how much it has improved. But I say as we get into the plot with this film, how would you like? I guess simplify like a good synopsis in this sense.
You're saying it was probably 5 years after Dominion, right? So I think it's interesting up like in a spot where it's like the public is exhausted with dinosaurs. They're like a thing of like they don't care anymore. They're not like this new cool thing anymore. So we've moved on. So the whole marketing of a theme park and all that is not a thing like in this movie at all. So what we're on to is like how can these existing dinosaurs help us medically? Because the whole point of it now is that these dinosaurs that they created on this island, the mutant dinosaurs, have DNA that can help solve like
heart disease.
And it kind of plays into like the original aspects of like people who are in it for the money and the people who are in it for the good. So it kind of it doesn't have to directly do with the dinosaurs. It more has to do with like the aspects of like the company wants it so they can sell it to the 1%. But you have Jonathan Bailey's character like trying to convince Scarlett Johansson's. I always forget their names.
I always forget their
His character telling to convince her like, hey, we should do this for everyone, not just the 1%. Like, what's the point of us risking our lives to do that? And I guess it's them just finding these dinosaurs, getting their DNA, and ultimately trying to survive, because it always becomes that. I love how people's mentality is like, we're gonna survive, it'll be easy peasy, and then everyone's fine.
I was thinking about that earlier today. I was like, they're always like, we're just gonna go in, get the DNA, and get out. Listen, 12 hours, we're gonna be back in New York. Like
they're grocery shopping.
Like they're going grocery shopping.
We out.
Like they forget that they're going to an island full of dogs or something. Like, hey man, you're going to an island full of dinosaurs that can like eat you in a matter of seconds. Like, it's not. They always say it like that, and they're like, don't worry. Like my little gun, I just have the one gun, and that one gun with like 5 bullets can protect us the entire time there. It's
and then
fine.
a new twist on this one being that like they're not even dinosaurs they know. They're mutant dinosaurs that they. Like Jonathan Bailey, I guess, knows a little bit about, but like they don't know much about them because they were created on away from all the research that's been done about the original.
They were like artificially made, combining a bunch of different genetics with different dinosaurs. But what's very cool, the minor detail of the plot with collecting the DNA of these dinosaurs for the heart disease cure, they specifically had ocean, air, and land. And I really like that because that minor details, like they could have all been dinosaurs on land, all of them on the sky, all of them in the ocean, but specifically choosing these to write the dinosaurs that way, so we're forced to see like the climate of which these dinosaurs have been in, forced characters in these types of environments, like the rafting scene with being in the water, and in the sky, them rock climbing, I guess, in the sense it's like forcing them to be in the most extreme of environments. I really like that. I really like that detail.
I liked it too. I thought that it was really interesting because I didn't know what the explanation was as to why they went to like water or like earth and then air, and then they explained because of like the sizes of their hearts and like the capacity, I guess, is something. I think that was kind of like the explanation, or kind of like I guess the DNA that was in there. But I really like the explanation that they had, and I agree, like it put them in situations that the characters in other movies weren't really in, because at least in like the Jurassic World movies, most of them are just about land.
Mhm.
And then Jurassic Park, as far as I can remember, they don't really do air animals. I guess like in Jurassic Park 3, they had the pterodactyls like at the
Yeah.
very end of the
Mhm.
movie, essentially. And that was like a 5-minute scene, essentially, which is a reference to the original book. When I was reading the book, they literally have a scene that's a little bit similar to that one. But yeah, I like that they played around with every single terrain that the island has, that it's not just like, oh, the middle part where all like the bigger dinosaurs are. No, like we're focusing on the baby dinosaurs because we're getting the DNA from like an egg, and we're going into a water dinosaur, which is extremely difficult to get the DNA from because they can like go into the deepest depths of the ocean and we can't even do anything about it. So
Exactly.
yeah, I agree. Like I really love that detail.
Guys, Dolores.
Ah,
Dolores was
I'm
so cute.
But I love how she's like, yeah, yeah, I'm here.
I was telling my mom like she reminds me of my dog. I was like,
Yes,
"Aw."
my dog.
Like
Yes, my
she's like a
dog.
little dog.
Not scared of anything.
At first, I was a little skeptical of her. I was like,
But, no,
I was like, what? No,
Mhm.
the first thing I said when I
What'd you
saw her on the
say?
screen, I said, "Where's her mom?" Because I thought she was like a baby. I didn't think she was like a species that was that tiny. And I'm like, wherever
Mhm.
there's a baby, there's a mom. Where's the mom at?
No, that's what happened in Jurassic Park 2 with the T-Rex.
Exactly.
With
So
the
I'm like,
T-Rex.
with the T-Rex. So
Yeah.
I'm like, oh God, this is not gonna go well. But I like that she becomes kind of like a little sidekick
And they
to the
take her
group.
home.
Yeah, I know. I
That
want
they illegally traffic a dinosaur.
They did. They did.
it's commentary. It's
It
commentary.
was commentary. It's commentary because what are you doing? You know, like leave her
Yeah.
with a pack of Twizzlers and leave.
That's
Right,
it.
right.
Just
Take her
leave the
home.
Twizzlers.
You know what I'm shocked at? You know what my critique is? How she not run out of Twizzlers? She had Twizzlers the whole 2
and
days.
she got the party pack.
Literally.
She got the
so
party
many
pack.
And
Twizzlers.
she's like saving them, and I'm like, girl, you've eaten like the same Twizzler stick for the past like 3 hours. Like, where they have to end at some point.
And she was throwing them in the grass for the dinosaur too. And I was like, because I remember the dad was telling her like, "Yo, you have to save them up. You have to save them up." Because I did not notice this detail. My mom and my sister were the ones who told me like they were gonna go like in their boat. They were gonna go from like Barbados to like South Africa.
Yes,
Like that
yeah,
was
yeah.
the trip. I didn't
No,
notice. I
really?
didn't catch that detail. Yeah, they said Cape Town. Okay, I didn't know where Cape Town was, low key. I was like,
That's
I don't know
okay.
where that is. And my mom was like, "That's South Africa." I was like,
That's a
Yeah.
long
"Okay,
trip.
guys, go off,
But
I guess."
apparently they said that they've done it before, so that's why
Yeah.
when we're introduced to them, they're not scared because they're
Mhm.
like, "Oh, we've done this before." I will say though, I don't know if that's a plot hole or maybe something that it shows a lot about the characters themselves in this world. But then for them to be like, "Oh, we're not gonna encounter dinosaurs," it's like, what? They're
Right.
not
I think
enclosed anymore.
though that like what I really like about their introduction, like as of like their characters, is that they were just minding their business. Like they were not entering the area on purpose
Mm-hmm.
because they thought that like maybe they were far away enough to not be near the dinosaurs. You know what I mean? Like I feel like, and for example, like in Jurassic Park 3, where they go hang gliding at the beginning by the island, they do it on purpose. They do it because they know the dinosaurs are there and they want to see the dinosaurs. Like this family, they were just trying to go away and mind their business and do their thing, and
Right.
unfortunately they just got caught in the middle, which is what sucks about it, which is something that I really liked because they weren't dumb people. They were just normal people living their lives, and unfortunately they got almost killed by a mosasaur. But yeah.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, so that's one thing I didn't remember because I was like I'd be scared as hell with someone that with my daughter that's 5. I'm worried for her, but that's
Mhm.
that YOLO.
YOLO, we only live once, guys. It doesn't
Only live
matter, it's
once.
fine.
But that's also another thing, such an interesting way to bring in civilians into this. I love that it's its own subplot within the film. It's like
There's
the
always,
scientists, very
Mhm.
interesting. We love it, but from us normal people, they're the ones that are the most realistic. That's how majority of people would act.
I knew it was coming in because in every Jurassic Park or World movie, they always have to bring some sort of element
Mhm.
of people who civilians that aren't part of it who just get roped into it, like so that you see the consequences of dinosaurs, how it affects the normal person, right? So I was interested to see how they were gonna bring that in, and I was like, oh, okay, so we're gonna do like a family who was on a trip and we have the kids and everything. I thought it was cool.
Exactly.
The only thing I said, like, you commit to killing one of them.
Yeah, I will.
It's brutal, but like, let's commit.
Oh my god, the boyfriend.
Right. There's the easy one. There's the easy.
It was so in our face. I was like, just kill him. Oh, just because he's annoying.
Like,
but
he was already gonna drown in the boat anyways. Like,
listen, what a crazy redemption arc for him. Oh my god! The entire time I was like,
I did like that.
Why is she with them? Like,
literally, he was pissing me off. I'm like, wow, she was pissing me off too. I'm like,
that's true.
Why are you with this person? He's being so disrespectful to your father. Oh my goodness.
And then I remember she said she was like 18, so I was like, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, true.
Right.
You're right.
Valid. You know what?
Valid.
We all learn from our mistakes, and she's going through it right now. Another thing too that I realized, looking back, the Twizzlers were red vines.
Yeah.
Which was it's interesting because they're
different brands.
They're different brands, but anyway, minor details, I guess. But another thing too, when the scientists meet the civilians and they save them, and they get on the boat, I love how you still see the curiosity of the civilians, like, y'all aren't the Coast Guard. What's going on here?
Yeah.
And the girl, the oldest, she's asking the right questions. What are y'all doing? What is going on? Same thing with the dad, the boyfriend and the youngest.
I love how he's like, he's creepy. He's creeping me out. Right.
I knew it. I knew he saw it. The vibes are off. I
think the boyfriend is obviously the comedy element because like you got
he did a really good job. He did a pretty good job. I mean the best scene to explain it is the peeing scene, like with the whole comedy. That's like
that beat is so funny. I'm sorry, but then he keeps peeing after because he had to stop his stream because he thought he was gonna die. So it was just so good. What do we think about the mutant dinosaurs, like the new species that we're getting into?
Oh my god.
Oh,
the Asian looking one.
I first, since we got like the Indominus in Jurassic World,
yes,
I was like, okay, so a lot of these dinosaurs are probably gonna be, because obviously I think it took them a while because when we go back to Jurassic World, the Indominus Rex, we already knew that it was like a really dangerous dinosaur. Like it could camouflage, it could speak raptor for some reason. Like it was like this really like that part of Jurassic World kind of threw me off, I'm not gonna lie, but it could like speak raptor. When I saw that, I was like, at the age of like 12, I was like, okay, that's kind of like reaching a little bit, but whatever. It's fake. But knowing that this dinosaur is really dangerous, I couldn't even imagine the types of dinosaurs that they had locked away in that island that could have potentially be more dangerous. And when they started showing like little bits and pieces of how the D-Rex, I guess that's how they call it, was gonna look like.
B-Rex?
I was like D as in like the letter D.
D-Rex.
Yeah, because it's like a really long name. I don't know what it is, but when they showed it, I was like, oh, this is actually like, this looks really scary. I wish they would have showed it more because they left it for the end and they showed it at the beginning, and I was like, I feel like they would have, they should have shown a lot more and how it could be a threat, because obviously like they had the part where it almost ate like Mahershala Ali's character, which thank God it didn't happen, because I was this close to being angry. I was like, ain't no way that they
remember the film rule. No body is shown, they're not dead.
They're not dead.
His body.
No body, no crime.
Exactly. But I was getting really angry.
Distortus Rex.
Distortus, yeah, that name, which makes sense because it's ugly.
Distortus Rex, and then there's Mutodons. I guess they're
the Mutodon. Yeah, the flying ones.
I was like, that thing looked like alien, like
that, and it's a mutant.
His bald ass head, bro. It looks like a beluga. Oh wait,
a beluga whale.
I need to share
with 6 arms.
I need to share Jurassic World Rebirth in a nutshell. I'm gonna
yeah.
Hold on, it might not.
Yes, the Altoids, the Snickers. The Altoid thing killed me.
The beluga, and then the Snickers.
But I noticed specifically.
And the Red Bull gives you wings is crazy.
Yeah.
Specifically with the Altoids sound, the Foley work, it was on a loop. It wasn't different mouths, like chewing
No.
sound.
I know. I was like, why are you crunching so hard when his mouth's not doing that? It's just on a loop.
It's on a loop. And I was
Right.
like,
Right. I'm
sound.
like,
Yeah.
Foley,
But
Come on.
here's the thing about those Altoids. I don't know why, midway through the movie, when he was eating those Altoids, for some reason, at first I thought that there was some sort of medication, but they weren't Altoids. I thought that he was like taking medication from the one that company was making.
Oh, interesting.
Because I feel like it would have been interesting as a plot point, like, oh, like Henry Loomis was already taking those medications and he was kind of like there are other prototypes of medications and that maybe he was like addicted to them or something like that. Like that would have been like a crazy character plot point. I don't know why that came to my head while watching the movie. I was like, he's always eating those Altoids. Like, yeah, like when I was in high school, I would eat Altoids all the time. I don't know why, but I would. I don't know if
they're fine.
They're mints. It's just like for if you have bad breath, it's like fine.
They prefer an icebreaker.
I don't know, because since it's like a movie that relies on like pharmaceuticals and like creating these medicines, for some reason that brief thought appeared in my head. Like, what if those are not Altoids? What if he's eating something else?
Oh, with
I
them.
don't know.
And interesting point, because Altoids are a lot of times the canister is used for other stuff. So that's a good point. I would have liked specifically with that connection, us like rewriting the script in the moment that Cameron, the actor, the boyfriend, when he was like, "Oh, I have weed," it would have been cool to show him opening it up in an Altoids
can, yeah.
Having him
we're connecting the dots here, guys.
I will say that like it's pretty common with Jurassic Park movies and Jurassic World movies that like the characters don't get as fleshed out. I would say Jurassic World maybe you get a little because Owen and I forgot Bryce's name is
Claire.
Yeah, Claire. They're in it for longer movies, and same with like Alan Grant and I forget the girl's name, the blonde girl.
Oh, but Ellie.
Yeah, Ellie. So like they have a little more fleshed out, but because the focus is so much on the dinosaurs and the horror of everything, like I feel like the characters in this one don't get as fleshed out.
Yeah.
Maybe they'll be in a future movie. We don't know.
I feel like there is with how it ended. I think this would be such a weird ending to the franchise. It just doesn't make sense entering a whole new set of characters and us not knowing like what's gonna happen. Like we just know. But I would say, I guess continuing through the plot itself, they meet the scientists, and then from there they reach the island, and then they get separated. Oh no!
Yes,
before
they
they get separated, because the moment that
yeah, so
falls.
the moment that the evil guy lets her fall off the boat, and
that
Exactly.
pissed me off. That pissed me off. I love that detail so much from the movie, simply because it's showing like, oh, this guy has no moral grounds whatsoever.
He doesn't care.
He doesn't care. He much rather would let her go than call the police. Well, not the police, but like the Coast Guard or whatever it is, to help them live. You know, it's like I understand that it's like an illegal operation or whatever, but it's like what he did pissed me off. And I remember my sister and I were like, this guy has to die immediately. That sounds really bad because we don't wish death upon people, right? But these are fake people. These are fake characters. So it's fine.
Bro, and that's okay. I agree.
I'm like, this guy, he needs to go. He needs to go like right now.
That's how you know he's a good villain. I've said it ever since I was younger. If a villain can piss you off so bad, that's how you know the actor's doing their job.
Because he was oh my god, he was so menacing. I was not menacing. He's just a corporate guy. Like corporate people are not menacing.
He's a corporate girly.
Like he's a corporate girly, which we support on that front, I guess. But at the same time, like when he was just looking at her and she was falling, I was like, nah, this guy gotta go. He gotta go.
But it was interesting perspective. Like it was a shift because then they get separated after they're off the boat. So they know that they're going to be meeting at the helicopter pad because that was the emergency plan. If anything, like that Scarlett Johansson character set in place in case anything went badly.
Yeah, happened.
But she's smart for that because it seems like nobody else was thinking about, hey, what if we don't make it? Type.
Yeah.
Things.
Where do we go?
Honestly, she was the leader for a reason. She a bad bitch. I liked her character a lot. So
me too. I just going back to like not fleshing out the characters, like I wish we would have gotten more from her, because like obviously we found out that like, oh, her mom died and she couldn't go to the funeral. Like expand on that. Tell us, like obviously we kind of know why, because like she was probably like a mission or something, but like I don't know, I feel like they could have, I don't know, because one thing that I also wrote like on my review is that the movie's 2 hours and like 15 minutes long. That's already long, yeah, but like for a Jurassic Park or for a franchise movie, that's like normal time.
No
If you would
length.
have given us at least like 8 more minutes, 5 more minutes of more character development and like more getting into who these characters are, the same way that they went into Alan Grant in the original movie with him not liking kids, that he is sad that like paleontology is not really, you know, I guess kind of disappearing little by little, that he doesn't like technology. Like I feel like if they would have given us a couple more minutes, we could have sat down with these all three of these characters, because all three of them have things that separate them and make them unique. And like, you know, we have the paleontologist whose career is like fading essentially because like nobody cares about dinosaurs. I think that we could have expanded on that a lot. We have Scarlett Johansson's character, which we already talked about, and then Mahershala Ali's character, who has a daughter who he wasn't able to save or something like that, and like give us more what happened there, like a little background, a little exposition would have been nice from that part.
Yeah, they had like one conversation, like Scarlett Johansson and the captain of the boat, like they have that one conversation about his daughter and about her losing a partner in a mission that she had. So like that's like all you really get about them, and then from there you're like expected to be like, oh, that's why they act that way, because they're trauma.
Yeah.
But like you said, it could have been expanded on, maybe like a scene or more like of them talking about it or showing it, because I'm a firm believer that like if your dialogue is good enough, you don't need to do a flashback.
Exactly.
So but I feel like that one conversation wasn't enough to like give us, especially with Jonathan Bailey's character, we really don't get
oh my gosh, yeah,
past or like what he's going through right now. It's just more like, yeah, like you said, he's like a paleontologist who's losing his job because nobody cares.
He's losing his job. The only thing he has is that he's working with like the pharmaceutical company, I guess.
Yeah. I think with us talking about the fleshing out with the characters, I don't know if maybe we don't know what's gonna happen for the sequel when they do it, but this film feels like a middle of the first and second one. Like it feels like we already know these characters and now they're on the next mission.
Exactly.
Like I would have 100% liked to see more of the characters, more of the world building, like what has happened in the past 5 years, because it seems like only in the first 20 minutes we're like, okay, what's going on? Let's get right into it.
Yes.
Like, hold on. It feels like a film that you're getting all these pieces together for the big battle.
Exactly. I thought the exact same way. I think that there is like a director's cut somewhere where like the first 30 minutes are actually like the first 45 minutes of the movie.
Yeah.
Like I feel like there's a lot that was left in the editing room floor, because the writer of this movie is the writer of the original one, of the first Jurassic Park movie. He wrote, I don't know if you guys saw the movie called Black Bag that came out earlier this year. It's really good. He also wrote that one. It's like a spy thriller movie. The guy from Bridgerton, the other guy from oh my gosh, the one from the first season of Bridgerton. I don't know his name.
Oh, the Duke.
Yeah, I guess.
Oh yeah,
I've never seen the show, but he's in that movie and he's really good in it. But anyways, the point is that like he's a really good writer. He's a great writer. And I feel like there's probably something in there that they cut and they left on the cutting room floor and that they just didn't add into this movie, either because of runtime issues or I don't know what it is. But I think that there's more to these characters that we're just not seeing, that they were probably left on the script or something like that.
Yeah.
There's always.
Well.
And sometimes the cuts get made because of discussions had, like, this is going to be too long or it's too dragged out. It's too, because you know how people's attention spans are now. Oh, where's the action? We haven't gone to the action yet. Like,
where's the Subway Surfers gameplay on top?
Right. At this point,
low key though, it's crazy the amount of people who can't watch TV without having like their phone playing a game. Also, like,
it makes me sad because the point of films, regardless of the genre, they want you to immerse into their world, regardless of when the film was made or is being made. They want your full attention. They want you to look at the minor details and stuff. And if you are not able to even focus on the basic dialogue, I think it says more about the person. Like, I understand you're not interested in the film, but it's like you're choosing to take time to watch it. Might as well give your full attention to it.
And that's
exactly.
In theaters, you're like way forced to sit and watch the movie because you feel like you're being rude. And
and you're like, you paid money for this too.
I don't want to see someone with their bright light like while you're watching the movie.
Oh my god, yeah.
and calling or playing a video game. Like, what?
Yeah, that's why like I don't care. Like for me, listen, as long as you give me what I need, the information that I need, I don't care how long the movie is. So if they would have added 10 more minutes to this movie to tell me who these characters are and flesh them out a little bit, hey, what about their personal lives? Like I understand like there's some details that maybe are being saved for like a sequel or something, but I don't know. But just a little bit more, like un poquito más, just not a lot, just
more backstory on why they created these mutant dinosaurs, and
exactly.
but they tell us why they don't get rid of them, because they cost millions and billions of dollars to create them. So why would you just destroy the thing that costs so much? Like, just keep them there. Whatever.
But that's a 5-year period. We're missing that information. What led
but we
to
don't
it?
need to see it.
No,
we
no,
could
no.
maybe just talk about it
Yes.
more. Like,
Yeah.
like when they go to the lab towards the end of the movie and they like see everything, like it would have been cool to see them going through the files and like maybe reading what it was that they were up to. Like we know that from Jurassic World, the first one is like they created the Indominus Rex was because they wanted something cooler, like more bigger,
teeth.
fatter, more teeth, whatever it was, to show to the public. But after all of that theme park stuff kind of died, why were they still creating all these mutant dinosaurs? It'd be interesting to see that. I know that's not what everybody wants to probably see. Like I said, everyone wants it to like get to the action. Let's get to the.
Everybody wants to see the dinosaurs eat people, which I get.
Right. Hey, I do too. I do.
Me too.
Yeah, and I think unfortunately I'm at the crossroad of like, okay, why do I feel like I need a sequel? But in the back of my mind, I'm like, I just want more content because there isn't enough dinosaur content as of now. But I'm trying to think like how when the original, I don't know if you know this information, but like when the first Jurassic Park was ever made, did the writers have a trilogy planned out, or was it going to be a one-hit wonder in that sense?
Well, there's a second book, which is where Lost World is based on. Yeah. So I'm assuming, I guess, because they came out like 4 years apart, so I'm assuming that maybe they weren't gonna make one, and then they saw how successful Jurassic Park was, because Jurassic Park, like that year, 1993, was really big for Steven Spielberg because he made Schindler's List and he did Jurassic Park, like both of them released in the same year.
Right, he did Schindler's List.
Yeah, he did both movies. Like I think they.
Range.
Yeah, he has range, but he like released both movies like I think in the same year, or like at least like a few months apart.
I'll fact check you. I got you.
Yeah, but like I guess when Jurassic Park like made a lot of money and was really successful with audiences, I think that's when they told him like, "Hey, can you make the second one?" And from what I've heard,
both the same year. 1993.
From what I've heard, I haven't read the second book yet. I'm gonna order it on Amazon like later tonight, but the second movie is not that like loyal to the second book. Like the first book is not that, like the first movie is also not that loyal to the second book, because to the first book, because the first book 100% could have been an R-rated movie because it's really violent, but the second book apparently like it's not like the movie at all. So I don't know what happened there, but I'm assuming that like, after Lost World, although it like tanked with critics, it still made money. They were like, let's make a third one, and like I think it just happened basically because like they kept making money and they were like, okay, let's do another one. I feel like that's the kind of the situation that happened.
Because I'm trying to think, because I know a lot of what I've read online from people like us that appreciate the film. It's like, why are we still making these films and stuff? And I don't think the question should be why, because the answer is why not. Like people like dinosaurs, they like the Jurassic Park universe itself, so it'll be fun to expand on the lore. But I think for a movie like this, it shouldn't, to introducing a new audience, from the kids, now they're teenagers, now the adults, now older adults, introducing their kids to the franchise. I don't know if this film, there could have been more to it for sure, to introduce a whole new trilogy. If there is going to be a new trilogy,
I think I have a deep feeling that there might be. Yeah. Because they talk about the pharmaceutical company, the Parkgenics company, right? And I remember one part where the villain, he mentions his boss, and I'm like, oh, this boss is showing up. And
I thought he was the boss. He's not the boss.
Yeah, he's not the boss. Like,
he's
the little minion who unfortunately did not make it out alive. But I think there's gonna be a second one, and if there isn't, I'm gonna be very surprised because this movie already made $300 million. So
really?
Yeah, and this is the
Wow.
biggest 4th of July weekend ever for a movie, like
Wow.
in history. And it broke that record. And I'm like, yeah, they're making a sequel because of that. Number 2, like I'm 100% sure Scarlett Johansson will be like, I want to make another one. I'm like, hey girl, I'm not stopping you. Go ahead and make another one.
You go ahead.
off, girl. But yeah, when he mentioned his boss, I was like, yeah, they're making another one. Just because also like what are gonna be the repercussions of releasing that in like the dinosaur DNA to the people? Like what's gonna be the legal stuff? What's gonna be the legal?
There's a lot of building blocks here that this film laid out.
Yeah.
So I'm excited. I'm for Jonathan Bailey. I'm a watch.
Yeah, I mean, hey.
We kind of answered our little "where's the franchise going" question for sure.
Oh, we did. Well, not necessarily.
I have a question. What was everyone's favorite scene? I'll start because that way I'll
start, girl.
My favorite scene was when Jonathan Bailey touches is it Bronchosaurus? I don't know.
It's a mutant.
It's
so I don't know.
The Titanosaurus.
The leg of one of the dinosaurs, and that part, like I don't know. I'll send you the TikTok, Adriana, but you probably saw it. He plays his own
the flute.
Clarinet.
The clarinet,
yeah, I guess clarinet in it, and like it's just so beautiful. Like him being a part of that experience while also like touching the little dinosaur, and it's like the calm of like the good that could be from like being with dinosaurs, but deep down like it won't work. But also a paleontologist seeing the thing he loves
for the first time,
like being able to like have that connection.
Yeah, it's seeing something that you're passionate about for the first time. It's a what's that term called? It's like a euphoric feeling. It's like, oh my god,
that was my favorite scene. And then my favorite death. My favorite death. Well, there's always like the ones, because my favorite one, like I think of ever, is the one from Jurassic World of like the assistant when she gets
she gets picked up
and then she gets eaten by the big water dinosaur, and then like that shit is a good
she
death.
First gets like eaten by the bird. Like she gets picked up by the bird, and then the bird gets eaten by the other dinosaur. That was like triple.
Yeah, but so that was my favorite death in the whole franchise. But for this movie, I think my favorite death. Let's see.
I had to think. I did not think about that. Now I have to think about it. Wait.
I think my favorite probably is the Spinosaurus, when like the shot itself. It's not really the death itself. It's the shot of like with the bags holding her, and you just hear and then you see like the blood. Yeah, and she's getting dragged back into the water. I think that one was a cool like. I'm just thinking of like a horror element.
No.
Whichever one of you has your two, you go ahead.
Okay, Adriana, you can go first.
Okay. I have two favorite scenes. I have the raft scene and then the Titanosaur scene, because the raft scene comes directly from the book as well. Oh, and yeah, it comes from the book. They didn't use it in the first movie. I don't know why. They should have, but it comes directly from the book, and I think that they execute it perfectly. In the book, the scene is, I think, a little bit shorter, and it kind of breaks up into different parts. Here is just one like entire scene dedicated to that, and the action was so good. The fact that they brought a T-Rex, and the T-Rex looks exactly like the T-Rex from the original movie. And what I love specifically is that yes, it's still like a PG-13 movie, but the kids weren't safe. Like the one part where the little girl was stuck in the raft all alone,
that was a really good
scene. Oh my god!
Yeah,
that was so.
Went in but didn't break it. Oh my god,
that was so good. I love that so much. I remember just being like this, like in the movie theater, like sitting like this. I was like, no way. I was freaking out. And then the Titanosaur scene. Also, from the raft scene, when she like opens the raft and the raft stands up, and when the raft falls down, the T-Rex is not there anymore.
Yes, I was like, that's a crazy shot.
That's like a lot. I remember seeing a lot of people, because they kind of revealed that in like the trailer, and a lot of people on social media were kind of mad about it because they were like, it wouldn't work because like the T-Rex is too big. Who cares? Who cares? It's a great shot.
Hey guys,
it's a great shot.
Fake.
It's fake. Dinosaurs have been dead for 60,000 years ago.
If you so real, go into the science lab and make it accurate then.
Yeah, do it yourself, man. Invest billions of dollars in this, okay? Like,
prove it to us. Prove it that it won't work.
Yeah, like make a dinosaur, make a T-Rex, call me back in 15 years and we'll figure it out.
Exactly.
And let me know. But they like that was so great. Like from a horror perspective, from a film perspective, I thought that was incredible. And then the Titanosaur scene, for the same reasons, I mean, like, I felt really emotional in that scene because it's just like because literally at the beginning, like the Martin, I guess that was his name, like the pharmaceutical guy, he was like, oh, like you could actually see these dinosaurs, not in a zoo, you can see them like in real life. And just seeing him just touch it and like
So cute.
in with the music being so soft and him with his clarinet, and it was just so great. And also like the Titan, they were like in love. They were like hugging. They were like making a little heart. I'm like, what is this? Like I've never seen anything like it in any Jurassic Park movie. Not even in the first one. Like all the dinosaurs, yes, they hunt in herds or whatever. That's what Alan Grant always says, like the Velociraptors. But we never really see the dinosaurs like, expressing, I guess, like care for each other. Because at the end of the day, animals are living things, and all animals, like humans, express love differently. And no one in this lifetime could imagine, oh, so how would a dinosaur like express love to another dinosaur? That's not something that anybody thinks about. And the fact that they thought about it and they put it in the script, I thought that was genius, to be honest. It's like it makes the scene a billion times better. It's not just like a dinosaur just walking around. No, like it's two dinosaurs having this really intimate and pretty moment, creating a little heart with their necks and
with their necks,
heads.
right? Yeah.
I took a picture of the scene. I know no pictures in the movie theater, but I took a picture of that scene. I have it on my phone. I needed to have that scene on my phone because it was like, wow, I loved it. And the fact that Henry Loomis, like the character, got to experience that is probably like, wow. But yeah, those are like my two favorite scenes in the movie. And then like favorite death, I think it has to be the Spinosaurus one as well, because it came like I was not expecting that at all. Like I thought that she was gonna last longer in the movie. But the death that surprised me though was the one of the other guy, I forgot his name, who got eaten by the flying dinosaur. Like he got eaten alive.
Yes.
That was
the rope up and he was
he was already gone, like, and he was eaten alive. Like the thing, like he was alive when it ate him.
He like, because they don't bite because they don't have teeth. They just
it's the acid.
So they digest slowly in their stomach. Yeah, that's
that got me. Like I could not believe that was something that actually like I couldn't believe it. I was like, I thought he was also gonna last longer, but I guess not. Like that surprised me.
Right.
But yeah, what about you, Issa?
My favorite scene / death, because it's the same one. It's the big dinosaur at the very end where we think the helicopter is gonna rescue them, but coming out of the fog, it's the helicopter is like it's in his mouth.
That's a good shot.
I was like, this is cinema.
This is cinema.
Insane, because you're waiting, you're like, yes, come back, they're coming back. They're not coming back. It was.
That's good.
Oh gosh, and the color of it, with it being bright red, and you're scared of it, but then also with the red, with the flare portraying like safety. It's like over here. Like there were just so many emotions, and then the red with like the death of the helicopter people. It's like, oh my gosh, like that is so cool. Like I was like, this is awesome. You immediately see how people's hopes are like, oh, we're done. We're screwed. That was my favorite scene / death, is the helicopter, because I did not expect
I forgot about that. I'm not gonna lie, like I completely forgot about that. Yeah, that was also a really good scene. That was really good.
I also really like the scene with the, like, it's at the end too when they're going through the tunnels and that dinosaur getting into the tunnel. I said, oh, they done.
Oh, why is it zooming?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I was like,
oh hell no.
They're done. If he got into the tunnel, they're done. So
I feel like that would have been the moment for the boyfriend to die, though.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. I think they played it too safe with the deaths.
I think so. Or maybe they
played it really safe.
Later. Maybe they're saving.
Okay, but question: what is the boyfriend gonna do with the dinosaurs in a future movie? Is he gonna study paleontology?
Civilians tend not to come back. Really, it's more about like the scientists that come back.
I guess, but like, what if this invigorated his passion for being a paleontologist?
I think
because they're in high school.
More PTSD.
Yeah,
maybe
we show them going to therapy.
Mm-hmm. Hey guys, let's show this.
I know you said ask that. She's like, what kind of therapy do you go for this?
For civilians, you survive. The PTSD that you have is, I can't even describe.
It's like the Marvel movies. Like in the Marvel movies, the therapists are rich. In the Marvel movies, they're billionaires. The therapists are making bank.
what do you mean? Like you're eating, all of a sudden your house is destroyed. Like, oh, there's aliens. Oh
Right.
my god, wait, then half of my family disappears. Oh my god, or you
Oh,
come back
no.
5 years later. Like, what? The
That's
therapist.
a lot of emotion.
I think there is no therapist because they don't know what to do. I think there is no therapy in these universes, honestly.
It don't exist.
It don't exist
They
because
don't
like
exist.
we don't even know. They're gonna figure it out.
Literally.
There's a whole UCF sized campus just for therapists in that universe.
Literally. Oh my god, that's too good. That's too good. But
I mean, the last thing I have is literally just things we liked and critiques. Do we have any other critiques or anything, other things that we liked about the movie that we want to mention?
brainstorm.
Think.
Oh, enough with the popcorn buckets. This film did not need a popcorn bucket. It didn't need it.
I don't think I've seen the popcorn bucket for this movie.
What
Jurassic World Rebirth.
I know there's cups because in my movie theater everybody
There
has
is a
cups.
cup, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
What is that?
It's ridiculous.
Oh, it's 2 in 1. Oh wait, I might take it back. This inside there, that's where the popcorn goes. Yes, the dinosaur's still in there. And over there, this is the drink. This is the cup. Let me show you
Huh.
this
Interesting.
so the dinosaur's still in there. Your
How are you gonna
the
get the
popcorn?
popcorn?
How do you get the popcorn? But yeah, right next to it is the
The
soda. Is the soda. But
Drink.
this is like if you're gonna do this, show me in action. Advertise the person. Picture this: the marketing, the person in the theater. They're walking in. They're sitting down wearing their Jurassic Park merch. What is? No, did you see the new one for Universal
Absolutely not.
Studios? They made another popcorn bucket.
They're already selling shoulder
Really?
pads for Dolores.
Oh,
I want that. I want one of
That's-
those.
Oh, you know how much it is?
30.
$55. And it comes with interactive candy, so you can feed her the candy and she like.
But I mean, like, hey, for a theme park, that's not bad. But I think, like, final thoughts for me, like, well, I wanted to ask you guys, like, what would you want to see in the next movie if they do make another one?
Okay, let me get my screenwriting mind on.
Yeah, because we already talked about it a little bit, but like, in your world, what would be the perfect sequel for this movie?
Ooh, perfect is that's not a standard. That's
Well,
a
not
very-
perfect, but at least like a good sequel.
a good continuation.
Better Rotten Tomato score than this one.
Well, I would say okay. First thing, I would have to pick on a character to follow. I think if looking back at the Jurassic World, we really follow Claire, which I really do like. Like we do see Owen and stuff alongside her, but we were really following Claire and Claire's character arc of her being a scientist for the theme park, and then all of a sudden in Dominion, you see how that she's like now saving them from being
not even
like
a scientist. That girl was just like a.
But she
was
is
a corporate girly.
She was a corporate girly, but working alongside scientists in the marketing and all that. But you see that change. So I would really like for them to pick one of the three characters, one of them would be like the captain, Scarlett Johansson's character, and Jonathan Bailey's character. Like really hone in on that, because I think with us having so many different perspectives, that's where we get the surface level of the characters. Or maybe have like, I don't know. I guess in this case we're gonna have to follow Jonathan's character because he convinced Scarlett Johansson's character to give the medicine to the people. So now the process of this medicine being developed, because in his case he's not in the medicine field of work, he's a paleontologist. So he maybe I can imagine him being in of like now the marketing aspect of trying to convince investors, like let's get it to the people, and then maybe it getting stolen. Kind of a Dominion where I can imagine maybe the 3 tubes getting stolen.
You know what would be funny? This is not realistic at all, but it's like they give it out to people and the DNA like makes the humans mutants.
No, but that
it backfiring. They end up in jail.
Zombies and dinosaurs.
Not zombies, but like they would become like I don't know. It doesn't make any fucking sense.
I mean, it could kill them because they're not reptiles. They're dinosaurs. Like they're all different. So I think that could be a dark tone for the second film, is really honing in on like the unfortunates of testing medicine, the amount of deaths that come with it.
like a rated R movie.
That literally
That's a rated R movie.
It could be a disease in that sense. It's like there's no they want to cure heart disease,
It
but
becomes The Last of Us.
Oh my god.
But it
Literally.
Yo,
could.
wait. Somebody call Pedro Pascal. Let's bring him back. Let's bring him back. Let's bring him back. Hey, him and dinosaurs. I see that clicking.
They would serve together.
Hey, he already has Star Wars and he has Marvel. Now he can have Jurassic Park.
Let him. I think he'll be honestly, hear me out. He would be a great villain. I need him to play a villain.
He hasn't played a villain. I think the only villain that he played was like it wasn't even like a villain, but it was the guy from the Kingsman movie.
Was it
where
Kingsman
he was
or was it Wonder Woman?
Oh, Wonder Woman too. He was like, yeah, but that we don't talk about that. We don't.
No.
He doesn't listen, and I know he doesn't like to talk about it either. That's for sure.
But
like, yeah, but he, he definitely has the chops now to like play a villain because he's been playing the good guy for I don't know how long.
I would love to see him play a villain. I think that'll be cool. I would like to see that, maybe him like faking like, oh yeah, like I agree, like we should invest this money into the heart disease, like let's do it in the back. He's working on something. Maybe he is the big boss, but we're not told until maybe the third.
It's a plot twist or something.
It's a plot.
He plays his character from The Materialist because he's rich. And
that would be funny. That'd be fun. Oh wait, hear me out. What if he is we're like brainstorming like a whole script. His character, he invested, but on the low, he's like the reptile from Spider-Man, the reptile doctor.
Yes. The
not Dr. Connor, not Dr. Connor.
Dr. Connors. He's like, everybody needs to be a lizard. Everybody.
Brewing nonsense.
And then Fantastic Four and Jurassic Park.
Spider-Man comes out from Doctor Strange.
Listen, Tom Holland shows up and somehow Andrew Garfield is there too. Like,
anything's gonna happen.
Okay, we lost the plot.
We lost the plot.
Hey, we lost the plot, but it's creativity,
I think we should incorporate with them specifically mentioning heart disease and it being medicine. Let's bring in the reality of the testing of medicine and how it negatively affects a lot of people that choose to become those the test subjects. I think they'll be fun to it.
Problem is that for like that kind of plot for like Jurassic Park, in the sense it's like it has nothing to do with the dinosaurs anymore. Like people want to see the dinosaurs. It's always about the dinosaurs. So like how would you like
incorporate
the dinosaurs?
They run out and they need to get more, I guess.
So they start making more dinosaurs?
I don't think it's well in this movie they also specifically say that they're dying.
Yeah.
I mean, it could be like a situation like, I don't know. There's an episode in SpongeBob.
Oh,
okay. SpongeBob episode. Wait, where SpongeBob, he kind of like makes this sandwich made out of like jellyfish jam. Like it's a Krabby Patty with jellyfish jam. And Mr. Krabs, like it becomes a bestseller in the Krusty Krab. And like Mr. Krabs starts like hunting down all these jellyfish and he starts capturing them into this like machine where he starts like getting the jelly from these jellyfish until they start like dying and getting all dried up. Maybe there's somebody who steals the DNA. He knows that the medicine is working. He goes back to the island and somehow, some way he starts abusing like these animals and like starts taking their DNA like more often. And they start, dying even faster because somebody's abusing those dinosaurs essentially because the medicine works. Like somebody stole the idea or the patents for the medication or something. And then they start making like black market versions of it. And it's because they go to the island and they figured out this system where they don't die. Like they protect themselves from the dinosaurs and they like do something like that, like the SpongeBob episode. Universal, call us.
But I will say, would this franchise technically then end with the dinosaurs not existing anymore? Them just dying?
Probably.
I think that would not the happiest ending, but it is the most realistic ending. They're literally they're setting it up specifically them saying in the beginning, like first 20 minutes, half hour, like they're all moving to the equator because the conditions are best, but they're dying out naturally because they can't
in the beginning of the movie we see that bronchosaurus or stegosaurus or course literally just dying on the side of the road.
On the side in New York.
And the only city.
I love that scene. I love that by the way, because like we see them in the forest and like the Jurassic World movies, but we never really saw them in like the cities and like interacting with people.
Which is far. How the hell did that bronchosaurus get to New York?
Because it was in a zoo. They were talking about it at the beginning, like in the radio station. They were saying like it was in a zoo and it escaped. Like Madagascar style. It was trying to go to Madagascar.
Well,
I'm dead.
Yes,
He was just
yeah.
trying to find himself. He was just trying to
He was trying to find himself. Like,
the
I
other
get it.
brontosaurus. Aw.
yeah, so I think that like the only continuation is to further the plot, like the dinosaurs are dying out, even though like we may have found the cure to heart disease. It's like you can only do so much in that sense. But I don't know. I this type of franchise, I think it's very hard to have a satisfying ending. I think it's gonna have mixed reviews regardless. Like, oh, what if they did this? What if they did that?
Yeah, and I think that like just to wrap it up, because I know it's like I don't know how long we've been talking.
No idea.
But like, you know, like Ian Malcolm, he says like life finds a way at the end of the day. Like this dinosaurs.
One of my favorite quotes from the first one is "Life finds a way." And it's so good.
Because these dinosaurs, they're not meant to be here in the first place. They're not supposed to be here. And that's the sad truth is like, yes, they're alive. These are live creatures and they don't deserve to die just because, they know if they're alive, they deserve to live their lives. But like naturally, this is not where they belong. And if they are dying either because of natural causes or because of humans, either way it was going to happen. So if they do something like what we just talked about, it kind of makes sense because, you know, it's meant to be, you know, and although it sucks if it's from the human's perspective because it reflects what's happening today with animals actually going extinct because of us. It's not because of nature, it's because of us. Then it reflects what's happening in real life a lot. Like the replacement of not only the replacement of technology replacing careers like paleontology, for example, with AI and everything, but also us humans, like, you know, a lot of people obviously they try to do the conservation part of it all. You know, you have places like Animal Kingdom doing things like that, but like at the end of the day, there's still going to be people who are very ignorant and would much rather abuse resources than actually take care of the beautiful animals that we have around us, and in their case are the dinosaurs, you know. So it makes sense, like either way, if it's nature, if it's humans, it was bound to happen. So if they do a sequel and it ends like that, then it kind of makes sense.
I wouldn't mind if they ended it like not even the second movie, the third movie. I wouldn't mind ending them like wrapping it back to like museums. It's like we could still keep them for what we were. We still have all the artifacts and stuff, but it's important we can still get educated without bringing them back.
Exactly.
I think honestly, like highlight the importance of archaeology, paleontology, all of these things that deal with artifacts and old stuff that you could still learn and study and honestly kind of learn from the mistakes. Like how can we improve from what happened back then to now? How can we apply it to now? And
because history always repeats itself.
That's what I was trying to say. I don't remember the quote that Jonathan Bailey says in the movie because I only watched the movie once. I'm gonna go rewatch it.
Yes.
The quote about how like we are going to be extinct or like we're killing ourselves or like I don't remember what it was exactly, but it like resonated with me when he said it. I was like, that shit is deep. That shit just got existential.
That's a quote from the book.
Is it? Okay, well, do you know what
so.
it is? It's like the one that Jonathan Bailey
Let me pull
said.
it up. It's I know they say it at the end. If I find it, I'll send it to you guys because it's gonna take a minute to look it up. But I feel like when he said it, I was like, I recognize that quote from somewhere. Someone already said that at some point, and I think it was from the book.
It was deep as hell. Him basically like saying that like humans are the ones we're killing ourselves. Like we're the ones like why do you think so many animals are going extinct type thing. Like eventually you know, like dinosaurs only survive so long. Humans are on that same track. Like the earth will like find a way to get rid of us eventually. Like that's it.
Oh yeah.
Like I was like, dang, it's true.
Yeah,
but it's hard to hear.
True.
He has like that perspective on life of like if it's my time, it's my time type of. So I really, really liked that quote. And then one of my favorite quotes from the original is the one that's trending right now, which is so funny about how like man creates dinosaur kills man, women inherits the earth. Like
yeah, that's like I love that. That's one of my favorite quotes. That's when I knew that Ellie Sattler was gonna be a badass because I was like, yeah, that's incredible. I loved it.
But just real quick, Adriana, what was your Letterboxd review? Like how many stars did you give it for your first time?
I gave it 3 out of 5 stars and a heart, which is like a bonus star.
Right. We'll put up
I gave it 3.
Send us a screenshot of your review. We'll put it up.
My review is like it's like 10 paragraphs.
Okay, we got lots of space.
I'll send screenshots, but
it's something I found I think this is not the exact quote, but it's everything has a life cycle. So like no matter what, it will always come to an end and literally rebirth at some point.
Yes.
Yeah.
Something about like, yeah, we've been alive for 200,000 years, and like we're gonna at some point we'll also have our own decline.
The same way the dinosaurs are dying because of the weather, we're going the same
We're
way.
going the same
Like that
way.
shit got deep. I was like,
Yeah, he was not afraid to say it. He was like, yeah, like that's the truth. Like I can't sugarcoat it for you. Like it's just that's just what's happening. I mean, look at global warming and like climate change. Like we're doing it to ourselves. Like we brought this upon ourselves, essentially. So we're bringing it upon the dinosaurs too. And if that's how the franchise ends, I hope that if they make more movies, yeah, like
yeah, literally.
if they make another one after this one, like 2 more, that's it. No more.
I think it's a perfect way to wrap up the franchise, and I hope this shows future like filmmakers and stuff like there is a need for dinosaur content. People, I mean, with Alien, kind of, but that's more sci-fi. But I think because I was thinking about Elio. Never mind. Elio has an alien reference in it. But
I love
sci-fi
Elio.
movie, space, dinosaurs. People are craving for this stuff. Like we want this type of film because it's like, what is your interpretation? Same thing with dragons. There's like no what's it called, there's no media for dragons. Like we want these fictional animals. Like it's well, dinosaurs are real, but in that sense that we want more of them.
Well, dinosaurs real.
They are real.
They were real. I mean,
we would have found bones. We would have found bones. Trust, we would have found bones. The fact that dinosaurs had feathers blows my mind.
Oh yeah, like they're birds. They're related to birds.
Yeah, crazy.
Yeah, but your letterbox was 3.5. I gave mine 3.5. That was from first time.
Good.
It's first time.
Yeah, that's from first time. I want to watch it another time.
I will be going to
sign me out.
Final thoughts. That's it.
Final thoughts.
2 thumbs up.
It
was good. It was good. And you know what? If a sequel does happen, I will be sad. I will be sad.
Mm-hmm. I will be sad.
And I would love a 3-hour cut of this one because I know
has an extended version on Peacock.
Yeah, which I have not watched.
Me either.
Maybe that's the one that played on TV, and I was like, this is too long. But anyways, Adriana, we appreciate you coming on here and
thank you for having me.
Expertise. So we really appreciate it.
Yeah, of course. I miss you guys so much. I hope that I can go back to Orlando at some point and visit you guys because I would love to hang out. But yeah, thank you so much for having me and letting me talk about literally like the movie of my life and like, getting to share it with you guys. And I'm glad you guys like Jurassic World Rebirth. I was a little bit nervous because obviously like people were like about it.
You know, like I said, there's people online like hating on it, and I'm like, you guys are just, not everything is a Wes Anderson movie, not everything is a Christopher Nolan movie. Like somebody was like, oh, I only went to see the Odyssey trailer and then I left.
It's on YouTube. It's like on Google. It's on YouTube.
I'm like, you know what? You guys are so pretentious. We've been saying this forever. Like, pretentious ass film people is not my vibe. So
if even pretentious, even this is what I always say: if the own directors get inspired by movies like these, a lot of sci-fi fiction,
of course,
fantasy stuff, they get inspiration of like, oh, how can I incorporate those elements into my narrative, into my my they inspire each other.
Exactly. Exactly. Gareth Edwards himself, like he's a big fan of Jurassic Park. Like he said it himself, and like he I bet he dreamed of making a movie like this one. So I'm just really happy for him that he got to do it, and then he got to do his own version of it and got inspired by Steven Spielberg, because Steven Spielberg is the standard, and like being inspired by him is like, you know, I'm sure that he's honored that a lot of other young filmmakers are like taking from his films and like learning from him and his craft. So yeah, I think just people need to have fun. Not everything needs to be dissected into a million little pieces and like taken apart, and like, you know, it's a fun movie about dinosaurs, guys.
It's a fun movie. And let me just say this, a true artist, no matter what creative field of work, if you're passionate enough, you're able to, there's no limits. Oh, I only do this genre of films. Well, then are you that good of a director then? You have to have the range. Same thing with an actor. Oh, I only do this genre. Then are you that good of an actor where you can't break out of that genre? You don't want to explore different areas. Like, I think there's a gold mine when it comes to being an open mind.
Always.
Exactly. That's why literally my letterbox, like my description, the only thing that says is a quote from this YouTuber called Curtis Connor. And the quote is every
Summer.
movie, the quote is every movie is good. Because every movie, yes,
There's somebody who likes this movie. There's always gonna be somebody.
There's always, yes,
Yeah.
in Letterboxd, there's a lot of people who give it 4 or 5 stars.
Yeah,
Hey, and good for
is.
them. Good
Yeah.
for them. I'm happy for them. And I'm happy that they enjoyed it and then they had a lot of fun. The same thing, there's a lot of people who like movies that are not considered good movies, but every single movie has like at least something, like just one little thing.
It's not gonna be there. I don't think there will ever be such thing as a film that everyone who has seen it gives it 100%. It's perfect. There's no way.
Exactly.
I think that's what's really nice about it. It shows the human imperfection of it. It's like it's perfect. Even the director, the amount of times like, I wish I did this, I wish I did that. The actors, I wish I interpreted the scene. Like the film can always be worked on. You have to let go at some point. And I think that's what's nice about it. But before we go, well, if you want to go ahead and plug in your socials.
I wrote them down because I have like 5 different usernames. I have them right here. So my Instagram, if you want to follow me, it's Adriana Isabel01. My TikTok is Adriana Isabel 02. And then my Twitter is Adriana Isabel 78. And then my YouTube is Adri Isabel.
She makes some good deep dives of music. I'm
doing a deep dive on the music 2012 currently. I'm editing it. Hopefully it'll be out soon. My schedule's a little bit more complicated now, but I want to, it's already filmed, so hopefully I'll be posting it
we get it. We're the same way. We still haven't posted the Lord reaction up to this day because I have not edited a single thing. So okay. I'll be editing today and tomorrow. We'll see.
But we'll have all of those things in the description below. Make sure to check her out. And also, we did not even mention this, but the reason why it's virtual is because she's in Puerto Rico. So that is why we chose to do this. So definitely let us know if you want more virtual meetings with other creators, continuing to meet with her, being a film buff like ourselves. But yeah, check out Jurassic World Rebirth. It's a fun film. We have a lot of notes.
Really fun.
Who cares? Who cares?
Honestly, it's a good time for you and your friends to go and have fun. Like it's a good movie. Like don't dissect it. It's just fun. It's fun. And it's really scary sometimes too. So
but yes, we appreciate you guys for watching. We appreciate Adriana. So
thank you for having me. I'll see you guys. Hopefully I'll see you guys soon.
Yes.
Of course. Always. For sure.
Bye.
Bye.